All right, Mark Oskowitz here from Tri-Gable Leaf Farm. This is a series of videos that go along with a couple courses that we offer. One is no-till gardening, and the other one is seed starting success. A lot of the classes that we have, they're intense. We get through the big picture stuff, but this is meant to be a video that kind of dives a little deeper into some of the tips and tricks, the materials that go along with it. So courses at our website, but let's dive into the trays. So plasticulture trays. So you've got like horticulture, okay, so growing things, and plastic, you're growing plastic culture, horticulture, so if you go online, you may not like find that term, but that's what I'm calling it. So these trays have these inserts. Now, I'm going to be having like a masterclass on soil blocks so that you can get rid of using inserts and stuff like this. But just to go over it, some people may be buying these right off the shelf, or you may be like going online and wanting to find trays and to find the inserts that go along with them, make sure they match up. These are greenhouse industry standard trays. They are they're 11 like inches by 22 inches, which means that if you have 1 foot by 2 foot spacing, they're going to fit within a 1 foot by 2 foot area. Okay, so they're just sized down just a hair, so that they fit within that spacing. And having one stack next to another, you can think, okay, about a foot wide, about another foot wide, another foot wide. So it makes it really easy for kind of calculating square footage of these if you're going to be growing lots of something, and then potting them up. So these trays, they tend to last forever. If anything, as you're picking them up, they'll kind of snap at little places. This one's starting to get like a little crack here. But the trays, I find I can use these for 5 years or longer. Now, after they've been used, I'm hosing them down, maybe with like a little bleach solution, letting them soak in a wheelbarrow with that bleach solution, and then hosing them down to get debris off. And so that the next time I use them, I'm not like introducing like any unwanted like fungi, bacteria, stuff like that could cause rot. So here's the thing. You're likely going to find many uses just for these trays alone, just even like organizing things on shelves. And so buying a carton of these, a 50 pack of these, is really going to get the cost down. So I have like links in the class that we teach about like where you can get these online, and where you can also get the inserts online. It's going to be like 5 minutes. Please give me a sec. So these inserts, they are called by the numbering of them. If you look at this, I've got 4 and then another 4. So there would be 8 of these that fit in a whole tray. So, and then in each one of them, there's 6 little cells. So the name for these would be 806. Like you'd see it like, and you'd be like 806. But in the industry, we tend to pronounce them 806s. Okay, like, hey, I need some 806s. I need some 808s. So those would be eight of these that have 8 little cells in each one of them. So you might be like tempted to get like 12 12s or something like that. So 12 of the packs and then 12 little ones. But here's the thing, that as you do the math, 12 times 12, 144 on a tray. You're not likely to, the cells are going to be so small that you're going to have whatever you're growing in them is going to need to be transplanted out really fast. 806s tends to be a pretty good standard, meaning like whatever you plant in these, you tend to get a lot of them, 8 times 6, growing in here, and it tends to have a good amount of room in each cell for a lot of different things that we would want to grow. Now, there are cells, so now this is 8 of these would fit here, and there's only 1 cell in there. This is an 801, and you'd buy these and and lay them out on a tray. Ones like this can be handy for little crops that you'd want to just broadcast, just sprinkle on, and maybe just like coat with a tiny bit of soil. So you're thinking really super fine seeds, like your herbs. Like look at that dust. This is thyme seeds. Your onion family, so onions and leeks. You could have those starts in here just by sprinkling them. And then what you would do is like kind of take the whole clump out, grab it by the hair, take the whole clump out, grabbing it by like the leaves of all that's there, and breaking them out, and then kind of transplanting them out later on. Now keep going with this. So you've got the inserts, you've got the trays. You're like, yeah, but I got grandma's table that's by the window, and I'm going to grow seeds on grandma's table. Don't do that, because you're going to ruin grandma's table. Okay, because not just because of this, but growing seedlings inside is inherently like a messy thing. All right, it's going to stain it, it's going to ruin it. So you can get bottom trays like this. Now, this is not meant for putting the inserts in. No. So if you see these, you're going to be like, these are more expensive. These solid bottom fluted trays, they are meant for one of these whole trays to go in. Okay, and what it does is it just catches the drippings underneath for anything that's in this tray. If you like happen to overwater, it catches the drippings so it doesn't end up on a surface. Odds are, though, water's still going to find a way. It'll find a way. Other things that go along with this. So what you're seeing is that this is a system that commercial growers use. Commercial growers are not going to have that. They are going to have the trays and the inserts. That's it. But things made for the at-home grower to protect surfaces, to make things a little less messy, will be these bottom ones. And if you see, you're going to be reusing these. The only thing that's not reusable is this. That's disposable. You're throwing it out after each use. Could I wash them? They're flimsy plastic. They're going to break. They're going to crack. It's going to be like less frustrating to just buy those inserts again, or to learn how to make soil blocks and just use the trays. So whenever you're starting seed, you're also going to want to toss on a dome. So these domes, they're going to be like more expensive, like 3 or 4 times more expensive than just the tray itself. Okay, so in the scheme of things, like it's also made of heavier plastic, than the inserts. The domes are meant for creating a little warm, humid environment to kind of, so if you have your heat mats underneath, you've got lights on top, it's not going to like dry out your seedlings or your seeds right away. It's going to help with germination. So this is a temporary thing that you leave on. Once seedlings pop up, then you're removing this. If you have some seedlings popping up and you're like, I think I still need to like keep this on top for some of the other ones, you could do something where like maybe you like leave like a little gap or something like that, or you know what I mean. But typically it's either all on or all off once the little seedlings are popping up, because then you just want all the light to come in. You're not really worried about creating like that like little fine layer of moisture at the top of the soil, because now they have roots and they can dive down and get the moisture that's in the lower levels of the soil. So this is an overview of the plasticulture system that the commercial growers use, and that because they use it, the prices really come down if you get this standard size of tray and inserts and everything. If you buy the ones that are only half as big that fit on your windowsill, it's like the price per thing is going to be like a little bit higher. But you could gear up with like little domes and little bottoms and everything. And then when you put the inserts in, they make ones that are half as wide as this. They're only like 6 inches wide or 5.5 inches wide. And they would fit nicely on a windowsill. But the thing is like, how are you going to get a heat mat underneath that? You're then going to have to buy like a windowsill heat mat, and that's going to cost more it's going to cost just as much as like a heat mat just for like a whole tray like this. In the whole scheme of things, it makes sense just to use the standard size if you're going to be growing seedlings indoor and really committing to it year after year after year. And it's fun. It's fun to grow seedlings inside. You'll find that you just keep like reusing the domes, and when some plants are ready to go outside, you're starting new seeds, and when those are ready to go outside, you're starting new seeds. It's just a whole season, month after month after month, of like starting seedlings, even starting seedlings in the summer to plant for fall harvests. Okay. Yeah, so got our classes online that go into the nitty-gritty details of seed starting success, how to get those seeds to pop up. We've also got the no-till gardening class of like how to start a garden without tilling your garden year after year after year. No borrowing of rototillers. It's just like you learn the lasagna method of like gardening. Awesome. We'll see ya.